y'all, welcome back for another walkthrough and speed edit. This time is my summer tales from my fairy story series. So I finally managed to get this one finished. So I've done all 4 seasons now, and I had so much fun doing these ones. Each one is slightly different but have many of the same things in them, but there's something slightly different in each season. So I'll just drop back all the way to the start, and I started off with this same photo again. I did play around with the hue saturation because I wanted it to have more of those sort of burnt browns and yellows that you get at the end of summer, you know. And I put in a blue sky because I didn't want that hazy, foggy one that I used through winter and spring. I even got rid of the mist in the background because you rarely have that in summer. I put in some fluffy sort of white clouds along the bottom where the trees were, and I come in here using the pattern brush, the pattern clone stamp, and brushed in some grass along there. I then went in, put trees in. Now the trees, I went back into the tree render in Photoshop, and I used the same trees, but I changed the color of the leaves. So I added sort of more leaves and I made them a little bit more lush. Then I went through and I stamped apples all the way through. So I made my own brush with a photo that I took of an apple, and then I made it small and just stamped it all over the trees. I just figured that was the easiest way to do it. Then of course my book, and there's a little bit of shadow behind the book, and I changed the title to Summertale. I then brought in another raven again, put in a little bit of shadow around him once I extracted him. He did need a little bit of a work because he wasn't the best. I mean, he's a great photo, but around the edges and that was a bit fuzzy. So he needed a little bit of work, and his tail was missing. So I put in some random dry grass over the top of him as well. Of course, the key, and I put that branch back in. But I did desaturate it a little bit. You know how wood dries out over summer, so I wanted that to look a little bit more like it had been weathered. And I popped my rem back in, but this time I popped him over here. I then put in some butterflies. So to me, dry grass, late summer apples, butterflies, and these are those monarch butterflies. They just scream to me things I remember from my childhood summers. Blue skies, fluffy clouds, dry grass, the whole lot. So to me it just felt like summer. I then took it into impressions again and gave it another painterly texture, and then of course I brought that back to 57%. Couple more fine art actions. This time was Midsummer and Vermilion, which are brought right back. I added in a sunny glow, that real sort of yellow heavy look that you get through summer, that real sort of haze. I then took it into lens effects. Now I haven't done that with any of the others, but I was just playing around with it, and I gave it a little bit of a diffusion because when you've got the heat in summer you get that hazy look to it, which is what I wanted. I also added a bit of a golden glow around the sides here and across the bottom, so I did that as well. Couple of different texture layers just to give it a little bit of oomph. Then I started playing with some lookup tables. So this was Edgy Ember at Soft Light, 12%. I also did a Bleach Bypass at 20%. And I also added in a Warming Photo Filter, a real sort of yellowy one. It was all getting a bit bright then, so I ran a curves layer on Multiply and just to darken it up a bit and add some depth to it, and drop that back at 38%. I then did a gradient map. I did 2 gradient maps, so I did this one and then I also did this one because it was getting a little yellow, so I wanted to tone it back with some blues. I then did some details. and I added some, in all of my images I sort of had something hazy over it, whether it was leaves, autumn leaves, snow. I had blossoms in the spring one, and this one I've got sort of little dust motes and things like that floating around in it as well. You can only sort of just see them a little bit, but I did want to make it cohesive with the other images, so I put that in as well. And that's the final piece. So I really do hope you have enjoyed this journey with me. I've had loads of fun putting it all together, and yeah, I'll have to think up another new series to come and create with. So thanks for watching. I will follow this up with a speed edit straight after this. So bye for now.